Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Let Us Cast. I am Andrew. With me, as always, is Bruce.
Hey, how's it going, sir?
Hey, could be better. Could be Vince McMahon.
Oh.
Never know.
Yeah, no kidding. But it just dawned on me, like, I love how, I don't know how many, like, what the percentage of people is who listen to this versus watch it, although I guess we only put it up on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know how many people, like, actually watch it or listen to it. Not that many people do either. But, like, I'm waving, and for all I know, people aren't watching. They're just listening. So I could be waving for no good fucking reason.
Who's he waving at?
Yeah, I can hear the wave.
Is there somebody in the room that he's waving at? I don't know. Like, is he lonely? I guess. I don't know.
I just need a friend.
I only have a pet rat named George.
I don't see shit in myself. Oh man.
Yeah.
It's been an interesting week for sure, dude.
Oh yeah, dude. Oh. So, do you know what the story behind Vince McMahon or no?
Well, you sent it to me, and I have to admit that most of what I know about it. So you sent me the article, and I wasn't able to open it and read it and whatnot. So I wasn't able to really get any information out of the Wall Street Journal article because I'm not subscribing to Wall Street Journal. Sorry. But the only information I've been able to get out of this so far is what I've heard from podcasts from like Jim Cornette, I think, talked about it a little bit, and my buddy Good Mike Work, buddy as though I know the guy. I don't. Like the Good Mike Work, I heard him talk about it too. That's about the extent of the information that I know about it. So
yeah. So my buddy Jim Cornette was talking about it.
Do you know my buddy Jim Cornette? Have you met?
You met my buddy Jim Cornette, right?
Let me tell you a quick story about Jim Cornette. All right, so me and Jim Cornette the other day, right? We got going bowling. Wait, you're going bowling with Jim Cornette? You're not telling me? What the fuck? God damn. Gotta get the shoes. Gotta get them sprayed because some motherfucker has dirty feet before you.
God damn. Gotta put fingers in the holes.
After I just ate a cheeseburger, it's gonna slide right off my finger. Destroy the fucking bowling alley.
Fucking lucky, it's gonna fly off and hit you in the balls, motherfucker. Anyway, so for those that have been unaware, Vince McMahon is stepping aside as CEO of WWE due to an investigation that's going on that he had allegedly paid $3 million in hush money to a former WWE employee about an affair.
Yeah, although I don't know how much you've heard, but apparently he's not stepping down from the creative part of things. So he's stepping aside as the CEO, but he's still going to have input on the creative, which is sort of like
he's still going to be at Raw and SmackDown and the house shows and all that shit.
And what Good Mike Work said is that of all the areas where he needs to step down, that's where he needs to step down from, is the creative, because it's all boring and stale and the same shit.
Yeah,
and it's because it's always been him.
Well, yeah, because it's. Yeah, how many fucking times in modern wrestling now have people seen Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar?
Yeah.
Apparently not enough, pal. We gotta see him again. SummerSlam.
Yeah, it reminds me of the intro to Aqua Teen Hunger Force, where like they had like a couple episodes. I think they were back to back or maybe spaced out a little bit, where like he had some corn, like Dr. Evil or Strange or whatever. Dr. Weird had corn, and like it attacked Steve right in one intro, and then they come back another intro and he's got corn again. He's like, I don't know, but I remember about last time. He's like, this time will be different. And he's like, oh, okay. And he goes and he checks out, and the corn attacks me again. He's like, it's not different at all. Like, yeah, that's what like every WWE event kind of, and I don't even watch, but it feels that way just from what I hear about it, is like it's the same shit over and over again.
Yeah, it's.
But be honest, like, is AEW any different than that? Because it feels to me like it's kind of same shit, different diaper.
AEW, like, I'm not able to watch it live. Like, my cable's all fucked up in the sense of like I can't watch it live, but I can watch it the next week on in demand, even though I don't subscribe to the channel.
Oh, that's
which
weird.
Is which is very fucking weird. But no, like AEW is at least like doing things that WWE won't. For example, like their AEW is doing a cross promotion like pay-per-view with New Japan Pro Wrestling. And just saying like, yeah, we're opening up that forbidden door. Like we're acknowledging there are other wrestling promotions out there. We're gonna, team together with them to bring one giant show to you guys.
Yeah, WWE would never do that. I mean, they would do like cross promotional shit in the sense of like, I remember one Royal Rumble, I think it was, where they had a bunch of luchadors. I say a bunch, it was like 3. It was like Mil Mascaras and 2 other dudes.
Yeah, but they really haven't done something like that since like, I mean, this past Royal Rumble, they had, I think it was like Mickie James, who was like the Impact Women's Champion or something like that. Well, and then before that, it was just essentially like, all right, we've got the ECW invasion back in like what 96 or 97, something like that.
Yeah, the only time they acknowledge it is when they own the shit, like when he bought WCW, and then he could acknowledge WCW. But before that, it was like they didn't even mention that other. Even WCW would sometimes mention that other company or other places. Like they wouldn't necessarily say the name, but they would allude to it for sure. Although something really trippy happened at the Survivor Series I was at, Survivor Series '93, and even like. As a kid, I certainly didn't understand, but even as an adult looking back, it's like, wow, it's kind of surprising. So the Smoky Mountain Tag Team titles were defended at Survivor Series. It was like the Heavenly Bodies versus some other bastards. I don't remember who it was, but like they had a tag match for tag belts that weren't even part of the company. It was for the Smoky Mountain Tag Team belts. And it was like, what the hell is going on here? We have a Smoky Mountain match happening at WWF. Then F. Before they got the F out.
Yeah, but I'm sure, like, as a kid, you were just like, what the hell is Smoky Mountain?
Well, yeah, like, what's going on here? What's Smoky Mountain? Who are these assholes? Like, what are those belts? What's going on?
Yeah, which, I mean, to be fair, like, back in those days, like, unless it was on TV, you didn't know about it, really.
I felt like Brody and Mallrats. Where the hell did that come from? What's going on here?
Like, before the days of the internet, like, you had to trade tapes. Like, you had to, people had to tape shit in, like, different areas, and they could, you mail it out to you or something like that if you made friends with somebody.
Yeah.
Nowadays, it's like, like, every wrestling promotion that's out there, be it independent or major.
And most wrestling fans don't like any of them still.
Yeah.
They have complaints. I mean, I say they. I mean, I guess I'm technically still a wrestling fan. I don't watch modern product at all, and I very rarely, honestly, these days go back and watch the stuff that I do have. But if I watch wrestling, or when I watch wrestling, it's my old tapes. I very rarely, unless you send something to me, you're like, hey man, check it out, CM Punk versus whoever the fuck. It's like, okay, I'll check it out.
Yeah.
And I mean, they're good. They're not bad. It's just that like it's not nearly the same as for me. And you know what? Like people who grew up watching wrestling in the 60s and 70s will say the same thing about the shit that I watch, where it's like, oh my gosh, if you think that's great, you should see the 60s and 70s shit. But I'm sitting here going, I like everybody likes what came up when they were kids, what they were watching. That's why nostalgia glasses, you have to be careful because it's really easy to fall into that trap of like, oh, this was the best. It's like, nah, for who? Like it depends what you're looking for, you know?
Yeah, it's like, you know, somebody's like, oh dude, take a look at these rock bands now, and oh my god, these are amazing. Like, yeah, man, but I'm kind of a fan of, you know, these guys like here from like the 80s and 90s and whatnot.
Right.
Saying, okay, yeah, you kind of grew up on that, but yeah, I kind of like, yeah, I acknowledge like what we had back then. That was great in its own time, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but I also acknowledge that, you know, it has to, like, shit has to evolve. Like if music stayed the same, like forget it, we'd never outlive the days of doo-wop.
Right. Yeah.
So like music, everything in life has to evolve so it stays fresh, so that people can discover new things. You know?
Right. The only thing that's upsetting, and this is something I didn't even realize because we were talking about the Vince McMahon thing, and this is something that came up in Good Mike Works podcast about the Vince McMahon thing, where he was talking about like, and I feel like this is only true of wrestling, where like even the people who claim to be wrestling fans, they still don't seem to like wrestling. It's like they can't be happy with any of it, and it's like if you're a wrestling fan, like. Can you just just pick? It doesn't even matter if you pick a specific like AEW or WWE. Like, if you don't enjoy it, then why the fuck are you watching it in the first place? You know what I mean? Like it's like no one out there. Like you'll find like you brought up music as a comparison. Like okay, so let's just say that for example, I don't like Cyndi Lauper. I do like Cyndi Lauper, but let's just use her as an example. Let's pick on Cyndi Lauper. So
it's gonna be pissed at you.
This girl doesn't want to have fun. All right.
My friend Cyndi Lauper is gonna be so pissed at you.
Yeah, well, time after time, I've been pissed off. So let's just say I don't like Cyndi Lauper. Okay, so don't listen to Cyndi Lauper. But am I gonna sit here and be like, music sucks? Like Cyndi Lauper's overrated. Music sucks. Like,
no, but
listen to her production. Her production's so terrible. Oh my god, can you believe that the writers would let her sing those lyrics? Like, nobody complains about shit the way people complain about wrestling. That's my beef with wrestling these days. Is people can't have fun with it anymore.
The way I look at wrestling fans is they're kind of like people in your town, for example. Like let's say that there's a road in your town that needs to be fixed up.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to bitch that the road's not being fixed up. This road is terrible. Why aren't they fixing it up? Were they just wasting tax dollars on something else? Road starts to get fixed. Why are they fixing this up? Road was perfectly fine. What the hell's going on? They're just wasting our tax dollars.
Yeah.
So it's just, there are some people that just exist to bitch.
Yes. And all of them seem to be wrestling fans. No, I'm just kidding. But that is the majority of wrestling fans, I feel. And I hate to say that because I count myself in that group only because I do still like watching the wrestling that I like to watch. But
yeah, like that wrestling is always going to be there. It's not going away.
But I mean, obviously, you know, you and I come from a different era where we didn't. I mean, I kind of knew. I mean, I knew it was fixed without knowing. Like, no one for a while sat down and told me that it was fake. But you could kind of figure it out. But like, without even knowing all the backstage shenanigans and whatnot, like, you don't care, honestly. It's just like, okay, well, it's entertaining or it's not. Like, maybe you don't like that particular match or whatever. But like, you, as a kid, you get so into like the bad guys and the good guys, and that's why you like people like Ultimate Warrior because he's really flashy and runs and yells a lot. And you're like, oh my god, he's so cool. And it's like, what the fuck did he say as an adult? Like,
yeah. Then you grow up, you get a job, and you're just like, man, Stone Cold Steve Austin is so fucking relatable.
Exactly. Exactly.
But yeah, man, like for me, it was actually my dad was the one that kind of blew the cover on the whole
oh really
fix thing. Yeah, I remember I was watching it when I was a kid with my brothers. Like, we're watching a movie, a match. It was, I think it was like the Narcissist versus somebody. I can't remember who the fuck it was, but my dad's just sitting there watching it with us. He's like, "You guys know this is fake, right?" We're like, "What do you mean?" We're like, these guys are beating the hell out of each other. Like, how do you fix this? He's like, watch. The guy's gonna get a chair. He's gonna hit the other guy with a chair. Sure enough, 2 minutes later, chair shot. Like, what the fuck?
Your dad was writing for WWE and you didn't even know it? Dude, imagine.
Goddamn, pal. We need a great ending for this one. How about a chair shot?
How about he has an affair with a paralegal? Ha ha!
Hush money, pal.
Hush money, pal. Oh shit.
But yeah, man. Like,
but I think you know what I'm saying. Like it seems like it's difficult to enjoy it these days because people get so caught up in the booking and things like that, and it's like just enjoy the shit.
Well, I think it's also more because we have more access to everything. Like we can see like what other promotions essentially are doing in real time. We can see these other matches. We can we have the dirt sheets more rapid fire than it was just like, okay, we've got to wait a month for the next issue of Pro Wrestling Illustrated or something to come out.
I think it's more just the genie's out of the bottle, and once it's out, you can't put it back in. Once the whole business has been exposed in it. Like not for nothing, the screw job I think was kind of the death of wrestling for me, and not just because like my favorite wrestler literally got screwed, but because like that really was like the spotlight on the fact like this is all bullshit. And how do you know that? Well, because that guy wasn't supposed to lose. What do you mean he wasn't supposed to? Like, what does that mean? That shit's like, I already knew at that point that it's rigged or whatever, or predetermined, but it's still like, that shows to everybody, people who didn't know, which back then actually was a fair few number of people who didn't know that it wasn't real. And it's like,
what about the infamous curtain call though?
Well, that was a little less well known because that was like some dude snuck a VHS recorder into Madison Square Garden. That didn't really get around as much. But I mean, the Montreal Screwjob was on fucking pay-per-view. You know what I mean? Like you'd have to know people who knew people or knew where to get the information in order to find out about the curtain call. But the Screwjob was like in your face. Here's the spotlight. This is bullshit. And I mean that in terms of like the idea of wrestling being real is bullshit. It's bullshit that he got screwed, of course, too. But like, but I mean, that's really like in everybody's face on a grand stage. That would be like, Kiss comes out and performs a major concert, right? And then like they reveal that this whole time they've been like animatronics or some shit. You're just like, holy shit, it all makes sense.
Funny you should mention that.
Oh no. Don't. Don't.
We're gonna open up a Chuck E. Cheese Kiss style.
No, tell me that's not true.
No, that's not true. That's not true. That would be.
I was gonna say that's where all my money's gonna go, man. Don't do that to me.
That would be funny as hell, though.
I'm already gonna be in enough debt. Forget a kissy cheese.
Kiss cheese. Welcome to Kissy Cheese. Your kid can be a money bag. No, I wasn't. Oh shit! I wasn't sure if I had sent you this video or not, but Kiss was shown to have been fucking essentially lip syncing to fucking music and whatnot.
That happens, man.
Dude, it happens. But here's the thing, man. Like when Kiss went out on tour a couple of years ago, one of their big things, their big selling points is like, look, we play our own instruments, we sing our own songs, we don't use any backing tracks, we're not like Rihanna or whatever. And you're like, all right, cool. And then they consistently get busted for shit like this, and it's like, guys, what the fuck are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
Like I remember there was a guy, apparently he emailed Eddie Trunk saying that he went to go see Kiss perform in Boston a couple of years ago, and he got a refund because he's like, look, they're using backing tracks. I was told this is a live concert. That is not a live concert. And they gave him his fucking money back.
Oh, shit.
I was like, shit, man, that's fucking badass.
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. Like, it's understandable given their... Like, I know Jericho's gotten popped for that, too. And you know what? As far as I'm concerned, there's no excuse for him because he's still pretty young. He should still be able to do his thing. But let's be honest. Kiss is getting up there in age. I mean, they're not like, geriatrics or anything, but they're not spring chickens either. So for them to go up there and do the shit that they do with all the makeup and the costumes and the this and the that, like, for them to have to... It's, like, that's a lot of shit to have to do and all that. So, like, I get it that they have to use backing tracks. But, to your point... then say it. Just say like, listen, some of the stuff we have a little help on. Okay, then maybe I'm okay with it. But like, if you just are like, especially if you're out there like, you know, waving your dick around like, oh, we don't use backing tracks, we're not Rihanna, and then you get busted for using it. It's like now you just look like a jackass.
Yeah, and it's just like even fucking Jericho, man. Like you said, like yeah, he's still a young guy, but here's the thing. Like Sebastian Bach is still singing note for note. He's not using fucking tracks.
True, but Sebastian Bach is a singer. Jericho is a wrestler who wanted to be a singer. Like Sebastian Bach's been doing it a hell of a lot longer, and I'm damn skip he's actually had training for it. Whereas Jericho, maybe, but definitely like that's like apples and oranges, man. As we've seen in their sing-off.
What sing-off? They never had a sing-off.
Well, didn't Jericho try to do something live on like his podcast or something, and it was like god awful?
I think so.
Yeah.
But like even then, it's like, dude, if you're gonna challenge him to a sing-off and he accepts,
you kind of
do it.
You're right.
Like now, like you threw down the challenge, it was accepted. Now you're just like, I'm just gonna go over here now. And...
You throw down the gauntlet. Now it's time to bring down the thunder. Security. Sorry.
Yeah.
Mallrats is still fresh in my mind, sir. Sorry. I just watched it like earlier this week.
Still awesome.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, man, like you can't throw down a fucking challenge like that and then get busted for doing the opposite of it, man.
No.
Like excuse me. Like there are guys like they can get away like with not using like backing track vocals and whatnot. Like, you know, obviously Sebastian Bach, yeah, he's a singer. Ace Frehley and Alice Cooper, those are two guys that come to mind as well, just because like their vocal talents, like they aren't like stretching themselves.
Yeah, they're more like talk singers. Not to like, I'm not like, you know, trying to disrespect them, but their style is a little less.
Style, it goes with their music though, so it's like, all right, you know what, that works.
Right.
But you know, it would be like, you know, if we go like see Aerosmith, for example, and like we find out that they're using backing vocals for Steven Tyler, it's like, well, what the fuck?
Right.
Like he's still able to fucking hit everything.
Right. And I get it too. Like you get to a certain point, you do enough shows that like it wears you out. But like as a professional, like that's your job. You have to, and if you can't do it, then stay home. You know.
Right. But here's the thing too. But if you're at the level of like say Kiss, for example, like you obviously have some say in how your scheduling goes. And like if you're Paul Stanley, like your voice is probably the most important fucking thing you've got right there. Like, yeah, you can play guitar, fine, great. But people are coming to hear you sing as well because you sing more Kiss songs than anybody in the fucking band. So you would think he would do everything throughout the years to take care of his voice.
Right. Especially because not for nothing, if you replace Paul Stanley on guitar, you close your eyes, not going to make a lick of difference, probably. Right?
Probably not.
His guitar parts, let's be honest, I'm not, again, no disrespect, but like you said, people aren't going there to hear him play guitar. You close your eyes, you put someone other than Paul Stanley on vocals, all of a sudden now, we got a different ball game.
Yeah.
Especially with the onstage banter. Can you imagine anyone else trying to beat Paul Stanley on stage? Hell no. Maybe Vince McMahon, actually, to go back to him. Ha ha! You're a teeny tiny rock and roll city. Ha ha!
I know we got some people here tonight from Providence.
Woo socks titties.
Worcester, you're a teeny rock and roll city.
Oh, man.
But yeah, man, it's like... Like there are some people, I'll admit, like Vince Neil would probably does need backing tracks, just because there are so many gaps in between the fucking songs.
But I feel like he's needed them like since he started, though. Like that's the only thing. Like that's never changed.
Yeah, and like it would be one thing if he's like running around the stage and all right, fine. Like maybe he's missing a beat, moving the microphone around. All right, I can kind of give him that one, but.
Mm-hmm.
Like you see the stage shows now, he's kind of just standing there, or maybe walks around a little bit.
Oh,
you know,
man.
they have two girls on backing vocals for him too, and it's like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah. I think actually one of my students is going to see them. Not like to see them in particular, but I think they're playing with like Metallica. Like they're going my drum student is a huge Metallica fan. So they're going to see Metallica like 3 times in a
Nice.
stretch of like 6 months. And I think one of them might be with Motley Crue. I think maybe it was like Poison or somebody else, something like that. I forget, but
Yeah, because Motley Crue is going on a stadium tour. It's Joan Jett and the Blackhearts opening up, then Poison, and then Motley Crue and Def Leppard.
that's who they're going to see.
Yeah.
That's not a Metallica show, but they're going to see that too. Her dad is big into 80s rock, like super huge into 80s rock.
Oh. Depending on when the concert is, they might miss Tommy Lee playing drums, so
Really? What's up with that?
yes. So apparently, like day beforehand or something like that, if I have the story right, Tommy Lee actually broke 4 of his ribs.
Oh shit.
So yeah, so he's not able to drum. They have somebody coming in to drum for him. I forget who the hell it was. But like he's able to like come out and like play piano for like Home Sweet Home, for example, and just say hi to the crowd and everything. But other than that, like he's not drumming at all.
So wait a minute, didn't they already do their like rest in peace whatever tour?
Yeah.
And now they're back.
Now they're back.
Who could have predicted it?
Apparently everybody, but yeah. Got one of Nikki Sixx's guitar picks right here.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's cool, man. That poor Tommy, man. I've never broken a rib, but I've heard it's among like the most painful injuries you could possibly get.
Yeah, it's like you can't
Can't
really
breathe.
It hurts to breathe, it hurts to talk. If you're a drummer, it hurts to work out, it hurts to play.
Yeah. Oh, poor bastard. How did he do it? Do you know? Like, was it an accident or something? Obviously, it was an accident, but
I would imagine it was an accident, but I have no idea how the hell he did it. But all I know is like he just came out with an announcement like, yeah, sorry, I broke 4 of my ribs, so yeah.
Kind of can't drum.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But I don't know. I'm kind of curious as to like how his like drum solo is going to be different from like the farewell tour. Like this is when my brother Ben and I saw them. Like he was on this like drum structure that would like raise up, twist around, and whatnot, and then eventually it would like rise up, fly over the fucking crowd while it's spinning, go out in the crowd, spin around more, and then just go back.
Oh wow.
And then like Motley Crue had this like stage like a couple rows behind us where they would like go onto this little stage, rise up with like 1 or 2 rows of the audience too. I'm like, holy fuck.
That's crazy.
Like that is so fucking badass, man.
Do you think that whoever fills in for them is going to be doing all that shit too? I mean, that's kind of what you come to expect with Motley Crue these days.
I mean, it would, but I mean, I don't know, man. It's like, I don't know. That's kind of like Tommy Lee's thing. It'd be like,
yeah,
if they got a replacement for like Eric Singer, would they still? Yeah, they probably still would do all the stuff like the drum risers and pyro and whatnot. But I don't know.
Plus, not for nothing, like, and this is kind of a testament to Tommy, is like, I'm sure it takes a special level of skill to be able to play. Like, think about the fact that he's playing while he's spinning around. Like, it takes coordination to play drums in the first place, let alone to do it while you're in a freaking thing that's spinning and twisting and like. Yeah. I'm sure not just any Joe can pull that off. You know, that's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Like, so if it's gonna be someone who steps in for him that's actually gonna be doing that, it's going to have to be someone who can handle that.
Yeah.
I don't know. It seems like some tall shoes to fill is all I'm saying.
Tall shoes?
Yeah. Yeah. Or perhaps long pants, if you will.
Tommy Lee has a big penis. That reminds me, I got to watch that show, Pam and Tommy on Hulu. I've
heard about that. I've heard about that.
Yeah. It's like here's the thing, man. Like it's been on my watch list, but I'm watching something else right now, and I'm of that mindset of like I have to finish this before I go to this.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same. I'm that way about books. Right now, I'm trying to. I got actually it's right here. I got this CD set from the library. It's called Crime and Punishment by Fyodor Dostoevsky. And I've been trying like hell. Like normally I'm pretty okay. Like I'm okay with like audiobooks or like long form podcasts and stuff. I can handle it and follow along. But I don't know if there's just something about this book. But like I'm just not into it, and I'm having a hard time following along. So I might end up. I'm only like on the second CD, but I might be like, you know what?
Just
I think I
cut
need. I think I need the book. Yeah, because I can't
just
do it.
just cut your losses, man.
Yeah, because I wanna read the story. I've heard like, oh, this is like one of the greatest novels of all time. It's like, okay, well, I want to check that out,
Yeah,
maybe this isn't the way to go about
probably.
it. So I don't know. But I'm of the same way. Like like some people might be like, oh, well, if you can't get into this, just pick something else up. It's like, no, I kind of want to get through this first, and then move on to the next thing on my list. This is my thing right now. Once I'm done with this, I'll move on to the next thing. But that's my thing right now.
I hear the weird part too is like if I like I'll listen to a podcast about something and I might like buy the book about it too. Like there was I was listening to a podcast called American Scandal, and they were going over the Hare Krishna movement and like the infamous like Hare Krishna murders.
Oh, I'm not familiar with the murders.
Oh yeah, dude, they killed people, man.
Hare Krishna killed people?
Yeah, Krishna
I didn't know that.
Yeah, dude, go listen to this. It's not like they did like a whole like fucking massacre or something, man. It was like a couple of people, but like they covered it up and shit.
Still, like that's
it was
messed
like
up.
the head of the movement, like hiring these hits essentially.
Holy shit!
Yeah, it's fucked.
I had no idea, because aren't they supposed to be like a peaceful group kind of thing?
They were supposed to, yeah, and like the fucking George Harrison song, that "My Sweet Lord," like that's about the Hare Krishna.
Krishna, yeah. Whoa, that's messed up.
Yeah, like I'll send you a link for it, man.
Please do. I'll listen to that after the cast.
But like at the end of it, like at the end of the episodes, like going over the actual scandal, the guy would interview like the author of like one of the books that they used for research, or like a reporter who was around at the time, something like that. And like he interviewed the author of this book called Killing for Krishna. And holy shit, like that turned me off from getting the book entirely, just because like each answer was like almost 20 fucking minutes. Like, yeah, like, dude, like he kept it to like 45 minutes, but he was just running on and on and on and on. It's like, dude, just like answer his question, get to the point, be like, I'll give you an example of this, and go from there. But it was just, it was essentially like, you ever see like the clown like pulling the handkerchiefs out of his mouth, like
yeah,
it was the same thing, but it was just.
I have to admit, that's one of my big beefs with Jordan Peterson. I love Jordan Peterson, and I just saw him not that long ago. But like, he does a Q&A. I felt like I was watching Kevin Smith, because he does a Q&A at the end of his thing.
Yeah.
He's lucky if he answers 2 questions. Because he's like, well, and then you have to decide, what your priorities are, and you don't want to be living in hell because, well, hell is bad, and you don't want to be, you can impose this, and it's just like 20 minutes later, and he's like, yeah, so that's that, and you're like,
what was your question?
Yeah,
just asking.
No, I mean, like,
milk in your coffee.
No, it's not as though he gets lost or anything like that. It's just that he expounds on things way more than I feel like is even necessary. I feel like you could take that and cut that down to like a 5-minute chunk. Yeah, you'd be good. But like,
here's the difference. Here's the difference, dude. Here's the difference. When Kevin Smith does that, he's fucking funny about it.
That's
he
true.
Keeps you with him.
That's true.
But if I'm going to somebody for advice and they're going on this 20-minute fucking like tangent, like
that's the problem. Yeah. What you need are some Timbits, eh? Now you're talking my language, sir.
I guess it could be worse than going to like Dr. Phil or something like that. Like, what you need to do is live a lesbian lifestyle.
That's weird. Dr. Phil sounds a lot like Jim Ross.
Sassafras.
Need a lesbian lifestyle there. Buy my barbecue sauce.
By God, that lesbian's got a family.
Oh, man.
Yeah, she does.
Don't they all? Don't we all?
Pride Month, sir.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It is Pride Month. I forgot about that.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Friends of mine actually invited me to go down to, there was like a parade and festival stuff going on in Providence yesterday. I was like I've been fucking going through like some dark shit with my head and whatnot, and I'm just like, you know what, man, like go have some fun maybe next year for me. But honestly, man,
you're like, I'm not feeling a lot of pride right now.
Yeah, I'm not. But you know what, man? Kudos to everybody that showed up. March, fucking be you, be proud. Fuck it.
For a second, I didn't understand when you said BU. I was like, what does Boston University have to do with this? And I was like, oh, BU. Gotcha. Okay. Right over my head for a second there. I'm a big dumb animal, ain't I, folks?
Yes, he is. Yeah, man, fucking. So, did you hear like who's taking over for Vince to kind of go back to that or no?
I did, yeah. So Stephanie, which is interesting because I also heard that she was released or something recently, or like what's going on? Like,
here's the fucky part. So, she had announced like weeks ago that she was taking a sabbatical from the WWE to focus on time with her family.
Mm-hmm.
Which you ask any person with empathy or a good heart or anybody that's decent, say, all right, you know what? Yeah, for all the work that they do, sure. You want to take a step back, like, hey, you know what? My kids are going through this time right now. You know, her husband just had this like heart surgery thing that he had to go through.
Yeah,
and he's fucking mending shit.
I forgot about that.
It's like, yeah, fucking go be with your fucking family. And then apparently, like WWE, like internally, and this is rumor and innuendo, is that they were burying her on the inside, just going like, yeah, she wasn't performing well, she couldn't do this, she couldn't do that. And now it's just like, now she's back. They're like, yeah, Stephanie's gonna take care of this. Like, okay.
Man.
The weird part is, like, I think it was who was it? Pat McAfee or McAfee, however you say his last name. Like, he does a podcast and whatnot. He had Vince McMahon on there, and he was talking about like at some point in time, and Vince was like, you know, Linda, who was my wife at the time, and you're just like, wait, aren't you married to her now? Like, and he kind of quickly like corrected himself, and it's like, okay, that's kind of fucked.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that because Good Mike Work said that like he mentioned it in passing too, which was like, you know, he's separated from Linda and has been from some time, and I was like, since when? When did that happen? Like, so it seems like some people know about this that, I mean, obviously you and I didn't, like.
But it's, you know, probably since she blew like however many millions on trying to fail political career.
Yeah. Yeah, so when I heard that too, I was like, wait a minute, what? They're split up? Since when?
Yeah.
So yeah, now you got this whole thing with the paralegal, I think it is, right?
I think so. It was somebody who was there, like, they got let go in like 2019 or something like that, if I remember right.
Yeah. And they're saying the issue is not so much that that he paid her to be quiet, because that was apparently with his own money. The issue was that she went from making $100,000 a year to making $200,000 a year, and that was out of company money. And that's where the stockholders and everything are sort of like, whoa, hold on, pal. Like, what else is going on here? And kind of raised some red flags and whatnot. So, and understandably so. I mean, like, who do you know that gets a 100% raise? You know what I'm saying? Like, whew.
Yeah. I mean, dude, when I was working in radio, I was offered a 10% raise.
Which is huge.
Which would be huge if I was making pretty much anything other than $10 a fucking hour.
Well, yeah, but still 10%, like, in generally speaking, like, you're lucky if you get like 2 or 3% most of the time.
Yeah, most of the time you're getting like, yeah, between 2 to 3%, if that.
Yeah.
That's, you know, if you have a good review.
Which is such a kick in the nuts.
Yeah, and it's like, dude, I've been here. Like, fuck you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's.
So what do you think is going to happen with this Vince thing? Because obviously, okay, so he still has creative control, so not much is going to happen with the product for the foreseeable future.
Yeah.
Unless, you know, whenever this thing gets resolved and it ends up that he has to step down entirely, then things could really shake up. But do you think he's going to get held accountable? Do you think he's going to get by like he has so many other times? Like, so a lot of people that I've been listening to are saying like this feels different than like the steroid trial and the other things in the past.
If if you were to ask me this like 7 years ago, I'd say, you know what? Yeah, he's probably going to be kicked off the board or something like that. Like there's going to be some accountability. Now, like nowadays, I honestly I have no fucking hope for any fucking punishment at all.
Yeah.
Just because like
I don't know.
He's like, yeah, okay, it feels different from the fucking steroid thing because, you know, he's gone from, you know, fucking guys like Hulk Hogan and Bret Hart and whatnot to now fucking somebody who worked in the office. So yes, obviously it feels a little different. But
well done, sir.
But no, man, it's just like the climate that we've been living in the past, God, like 6 years at least. I don't have any faith in any accountability for anything that anybody does anymore.
See, I go the opposite. Because I feel like, you know, since we've had like the Me Too, and the only thing that flies in the face of that is the Johnny Depp Amber Heard case. Because for a while, well, I think, okay, so this is kind of complex, but like with the whole, a lot of people are getting called out for all kinds of stuff and getting canceled for it, and a lot of them rightfully so. Although I'll be the first to tell you, I don't necessarily agree with cancel culture. I agree with the idea of people being held accountable for their shit for sure. But to cancel somebody kind of implies they can't change, regardless of that fact. Or that it also kind of assumes that they did it in the first place, which is kind of the opposite of how the justice system is supposed to work. But that's beside the point. With the Amber Heard case, I think the reason that's a little different is because she kind of used that movement like as sort of like a crutch, and sort of and when it was found out that she was a lying sack of shit, that looks really bad for the movement that you're trying to attach yourself to. Which, like, don't be doing that. If it's a worthwhile and a worthy movement, like let's be honest, the Me Too movement, like, yeah, people should be calling out their abusers and stuff like that. Absolutely. But like if you're doing it falsely just to gain like attention, you're raking this whole fucking group of people through your shit, and like it's not a good look for them, but that's not on them. That's because you're an asshole. You know what I mean? Like, so I think because of that culture, if anything, he's more likely to get accountable. But will anything happen? I mean, I don't know. We'll have to see. But
to be fair, I don't think Vince McMahon is shit in anybody's bed. So let's kind of keep things in their proper perspective here.
We don't know that. He could be into that sort of thing.
Goddamn, pal. Bombs away.
Supposedly he does have a fondness for scatological humor, so you never know.
Dude, that's been confirmed by like Bruce Pritchard and
yeah.
Yeah, but apparently what was it Bruce Pritchard was saying, like one of the funniest things that he thinks that happens is like when you push people into a pool or something like that. And it's like, really? Like that's his height of hilarity? He's
a weird guy, man. Anyway. So I mean, I could see this going either way. So, I honestly could.
Here's the thing about the Me Too movement as well. You look at a guy like James Gunn, for example. Like he was, you know, canceled because he had been making like rape jokes or something like that over Twitter years ago. Mm-hmm. He got let go from his position from Guardians of the Galaxy 3. This was before they started filming and all that. So a lot of people have stood up. They said, like, look, he has changed. He's not this person anymore. He's, you know, he doesn't make those jokes even on the set. You know, I've had dinner at his house. He doesn't make those kind of jokes. You know, and they eventually like rehired him after he made fucking Suicide Squad. Mm-hmm. And so it's not a matter of like being, you know, canceled. I think it's just a matter of somebody saying like, hey, this is not right. You know it's not right. You have not made any changes to do something like that. Mm-hmm. So, like Johnny Depp, like you've never heard stories about like Johnny Depp fucking raping somebody.
No, but apparently there were, and I never heard about them before. But apparently this is not the first time he's been accused of abuse. Where like someone, because remember they had that story of Kate Moss, because Kate Moss even testified where like she's like, no, he didn't push me down any stairs.
Yeah.
But that apparently that was a thing for a while where people said that he pushed her downstairs. So it's not the first time he's been accused of abusing a woman. It's the first time he's been accused of sexual assault. That's as far as I know, anyway.
As far as I know, yeah.
But it doesn't matter what kind of assault. It's like The problem
Like,
is that when
assault is assault.
right, it doesn't matter. Like the problem is like if you get accused of something and people just assume that you do it and they're like, "Fuck you, you're out of work now," and then it turns out either A, you didn't do it, or B, like maybe it was a long time ago or even not so long ago, and now you're like, "Well, I'm not doing that shit anymore." Like, I don't know.
No, but the thing is too, like Depp did the right thing in the sense of like he's like, okay, you're going to have to prove your case now. Like, let's go to. You have to prove your case. I have all these testimonies. I have this evidence and whatnot to back up my claims. You need to back up yours and prove that you're not a lying sack of shit that's in my bed at this moment.
It was the dogs.
Yeah. And it's like, you don't get little tiny dogs with a big fucking pile of shit. And to be fair, man, like when the day comes that I get into like a marriage or a really like good relationship, we're living together and whatnot, the second somebody shits in the bed, like it's over.
It's all fun and games until someone shits in the bed, man.
Yeah, like there's a reason why the phrase is somebody shit the bed.
It's true.
Now, if they're sick and they didn't have the strength to get out of the bed or whatnot, maybe I could look past it, but they're the ones that are going to be watching everything.
I was going to say, dude, with the stories that we've had on this podcast about you shitting yourself, of anybody who should be worried about that, like...
to be fair, I've never shit the bed. Never.
Oh, fair enough.
Never, ever.
I don't think I have either. I don't honestly remember. Maybe as a kid. I don't know. I don't remember.
Maybe, but I mean... Then again, does it really count? Like if you're a kid and really,
if
like,
you're in diapers or something, you shit to everything.
Yeah, like you're still in toilet training and whatnot. Like that doesn't count. You're still in toilet training.
Yeah. Everywhere is a toilet for you.
But no, if you go to like a restaurant with friends and like you have something spicy and whatnot and doesn't agree with you and you're driving back and like you can't hold it anymore, or like you're trying to walk into the fucking house cheeks clenched and whatnot, and you're doing everything to keep it backed up. And it still squeaks out. You're just like, well, fuck me then.
Yeah.
At least I didn't shit the bed.
I don't know. I'm curious to see what happens with Vince, honestly. Like, because I honestly think it could go either way. I kind of, and it also depends too on like what he's accused of, because if he is in fact separated from Linda McMahon, right? And it's a consensual thing between him and this other woman, then what did he... I mean, he violated his own company's policy, so yes, he's going to be monetarily responsible, but like, he didn't really do anything wrong per se. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like he raped her, is what I'm getting at.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's a little different.
Right. Here's the thing that I don't get. If you and Linda are separated and essentially you're just like, we don't want to be together anymore. It's like, why stay fucking married then? Just get the divorce done and over with, unless it's like a financial agreement between you two. Even then, like just say like, look, we separate, we split this, we're done.
Who knows? Maybe they're into polyamory. I don't know.
Who knows? But
I also feel like Vince probably stands to lose more out of that situation than Linda does.
Well, yeah, because Linda doesn't have any position with the company anymore, right?
I don't think so. I thought that actually she was the CEO of the company on paper.
I think she might have been at some point, but I mean, as far as I know, she hasn't had a position there since like 2015, where she tried to, be a senator for Connecticut. But
oh yeah.
But yeah, she actually had a position in the Trump administration, though.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. I don't remember what she was though.
I don't know. According to Fightful.com, Linda McMahon holds about 0.7% of the overall company and 1.4% of voting power. So she still has some like stake in the company and whatnot, but
it's pretty insignificant.
Yeah, it's pretty tiny. But yeah, so from 2017 to 2019, she served as the 25th administrator of the Small Business Administration.
Oh yeah, which is so ironic. Like her being in charge of anything to do with small business. What does she know about small business?
Yeah, it's like not only does she probably know nothing about small business because she's pretty much worked with Vince the whole time, but it's also like no doubt she would want to like they would want to make small businesses more like pro wrestling in the sense of like, well, you're just a what do they call it, a licensed contractor or whatever it is.
Yeah, yeah. I know what you're talking about.
You're an independent contractor.
An independent contractor, not an employee.
Yeah, and it's like, well, no, like you depend on my services for your business. I'm under an exclusive contract.
Yeah.
Like I go where you tell me to and do what you tell me to. And like I'm not an independent contractor.
I just feel like that kind of choice of putting Linda McMahon in charge of small business anything is sort of like if you bump into me at CVS and you see me buying Band-Aids and you're like, you know what? You should run a hospital. Like, okay.
You seem like you know what you're doing.
yeah, like, okay. Guilty by association, I guess.
Hey, I see you buying baby oil. Want to run a water park?
There's a new Amazing opening up in North Kingstown. You want to be a manager? Dude, just because a guy buys baby oil, what the fuck? How do you know I don't have a baby I need to oil?
How do you know I'm not about to go up to the ring, motherfucker? You know what's your name? Texas Tornado. Get
it. Get
out.
Oh, shit. They call me Chocolate Titties.
No, man, it just this whole Vince McMahon thing, like this kind of reminds me in the sense of like it doesn't remind me of any like story in particular, but it's just it kind of affirms my belief that the stories behind the scenes are better than the ones that they're putting in the ring.
Absolutely.
You know, it's like, okay, well, why is Mankind wearing a mask? I don't want to see his face. Like, that's a fucking interesting story. Like, we're only going to hire this guy because I want JR to know what it's like to have his heart broken by talent. Like, have you seen this guy?
Yeah.
His fucking heart broken by this.
Oh my gosh, dude.
8-time tag champ. Three-time WWE champion. Dude, love.
Oh shit. It's gonna be interesting.
It's definitely gonna be interesting, but again, I have no faith that like something is going to happen.
Oh, ye of little faith, have a cookie.
You know, I would like a cookie, but I don't have a fucking cookie.
Well, I'll have to get you one.
Yeah, I'd like a cookie.
Do you have crumble cookies in your area?
Crumble cookies? No.
Yeah, it's spelled it's like CRUMBL. CRUMBL. They just take off the E.
No, we have Insomniac cookies.
I never heard of Insomniac. Or maybe.
They're pretty good.
Do they put coffee in all their cookies?
Not that I know of.
Insomniac, I don't know. Or is it like you eat enough of them, you go into a diabetic coma, and then you fall asleep?
Diabetes.
Diabetes.
No, I think it's just the name. Like they're open until like 3 or 4 in the morning or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Like you mostly find them like around like colleges and whatnot.
You know, I had this awful thought the other day about like I'm really surprised. Maybe it has happened, but maybe not. But
wait, you had an awful thought?
Yeah, of like I'm really surprised there's been no like diabetes support group that came out with a slogan that's like "Beat us won't beat us." I'll go home now.
Yeah, just God damn, pal, that joke was a drizzling shit.
Yes, it was.
In Johnny Depp's bed.
Oh man.
So yeah, I think we might wrap this up. Just it's like we're recording this on Father's Day, and it has not been a good day for the past few years. So
Yeah.
but we take pleasure in the fact of taking down a multi-millionaire like Vince McMahon, in the sense of like it's for all the shit that he's done, it's good to like kind of see him get taken down some pegs.
Yeah, for sure. You like to see people have their comeuppance. That's all.
Exactly. Like I want to see life more like in the sense of like a Tales from the Crypt episode. Like I want to see more stories of comeuppance.
Yeah.
Like I want to see somebody who's been an absolute shrewd fucking businessman get his comeuppance because fucking the employees like stand up against him and get a fucking union, or like I don't know, throw him in a cornfield and he gets killed by a scarecrow or something like that. Give me something.
Oh my gosh.
God, give me something, man. But
you're right. Like that's that, because like I mean, to be honest, we were talking before this, and neither one of us is really necessarily in the best of moods today, because neither of us really has. Up until last year, I at least had a father figure of some variety to celebrate with, and now I don't. Like my grandfather's gone, my dad's gone. Liz and I aren't together, so it's not like I go and celebrate with her dad or anything. So I literally got no reason to celebrate Father's Day this year. So it's kind of a cold, dark day for me too. And when we got on this, it was sort of like, but I'm like I told you, I'm kind of using this as an opportunity to throw some light on the day and have some laughs, and to kind of forget about the dark places that we mutually are, so that we can kind of put that shit aside for an hour or so.
It's also like I've like I see a therapist like once every like couple of weeks, and I'm trying to take his advice of just focus on like just small things that make you happy.
Mm-hmm.
As the last time I had talked to him, he's like, what do you do that makes you happy nowadays? I'm like, I don't even fucking know, dude. And it kind of scares me.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'll tell you a quick story. Can I tell you a quick story? I'm going to tell you a quick story.
I don't know where you got that from, but I love that, by the way.
I'll tell you off air. But anyways, time for a quick story. Anyways, I'll tell you a quick story. So, so friends invited me to go see the new Jurassic Park movie, like this past like Thursday or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, all right, you know what? Follow therapist advice. Just go. It's with friends. You got invited to it. It's it's essentially free.
Mm-hmm.
So the only thing I'd have to do is just drive to like Middletown, which is a pain in the ass. But anyways, I was sitting there, and like they were making popcorn for the event. Like the one that I got was Fat Kid's Delight, in the sense of it was popcorn, potato chips, Lucky Charm marshmallows, and peanut butter chips with chocolate drizzle.
Oof.
I'm like, oh, this is gonna be awesome. But like 5 minutes into the movie, I was just like, what the hell am I doing here? It was just that depression, like not really so much like anxiety, but just depression of like, should I be here? I mean, it didn't help that the movie was fucking horrendous, but
didn't take your mind off of it.
No,
I've heard that it's pretty bad.
Yeah, it's.
I think
bad.
You were telling me about some of it actually.
Yeah, it's bad enough. There was one scene I damn near pissed myself laughing. And like anybody that sees it, see the dinosaur with the long claws, like essentially bitch slapping a deer to death, just like one swatch, pow, done. I laughed my ass off about it, because like there had to be a director in there that's just like, all right, we got this dinosaur with long claws and big teeth. What are we gonna have him do? And somebody, either a script writer or somebody, was just like, why don't we have it just bitch slap that deer to death, like just one slap? Brilliant, I love it. Do it. And then somebody's busy animating that.
That's the thing you have to think about for all the ridiculous shit that you see. Like someone had to animate it. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, man, it was good to get up here, have some laughs, take our minds off shit.
Yeah.
Have some fun.
For the most part, yeah, but Think what do you got going on for the rest of the day, Bruce?
For me, not a whole lot, man. I actually just tracked drums for my EP the other day. I'm pretty sure they're done. I've been pretty confident about that now. I thought I had them, then I wasn't sure, but now I'm pretty sure I got them. So I do need to put more work in on that. But I'm planning on just kind of chilling today. I'm hoping to hear back from somebody later today when they get home. Other than that, I'm just kind of taking it easy, maybe watching some movies or something, or watching some YouTube. Just kind of having a nice, quiet, relaxing day. So.
Okay.
Yeah, a whole lot of nothing. How about you, man?
After this, I'm going to get some flowers, go visit my dad for a bit.
Right on.
And then come back here and just probably escape into a video game. I don't know.
It's a good idea, man.
Yeah.
Man, fuck! I should have done that when I was down Barico, because I was down in Lowell for church this morning, and if I had thought about it, I could have gone and visited my grandfather and shit. But oh well.
Well, you can go. You're about 45 minutes away, right?
Yeah, it's only about 45 minutes.
Yeah, it's about 45 minutes.
Nah, I can't do that. First of all, been drinking. I don't drive when I drink, sir. Even if it's not a lot, I tend to avoid that shit like the plague. But no, it's also just far, and you know what? Truth be told, like I don't need to go to a grave to talk to him. You know what I mean?
No, I get that for you, but and it's not a matter of like me going to like talk to him.
Paying your respects. I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I'm not shitting on you going to see your dad. I think you should. I think it's very important. And it makes me regret that I didn't, but at the same time it's like, well,
yeah, I mean you still can, you know?
Right.
You know, you go there, who knows? You can go there next Sunday, Saturday, whatever, you know.
And I forgot to do it on last year I did it on May 1st because it just so happens that my dad passed away on May 1st, and so did my grandfather. They both died on the same day, years apart. So 2 years ago, I think it was, I made a pilgrimage out to both of their graves the same day. And I meant to do that this year too, and I just forgot about it. So I'm going to have to make it a point to do that next year for sure.
Yeah, do it next year. Just do it next week. Cause like it's one of those things, man. It doesn't matter when you do it. It's just you do it.
True.
And it's like my dad would joke around. He's like, "Fuck it. It's not like I'm going anywhere."
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, to be fair, I guess.
Yeah.
But
what a way to end shit, man.
Yeah, really.
Jeez. So anyway.
Yeah, I feel like we should do something like fucking goofy to end this thing. Like,
we need a dick joke or something.
I don't know, just like whip out your balls and just start playing them like bongos or something.
I will leave you with this. Okay, so I'll leave you with a plug of someone, because you're gonna send me something to watch. I'm gonna give you a little homework too. I've been watching to kind of cheer myself up. I've been watching comedians, and one guy who I'm really into lately is this dude named Josh Blue. He has cerebral palsy. And, like, the dude is fucking hilarious because, like, his arm does things, like, his right arm, he kind of, like, can't control it and shit. And he makes jokes, like, about himself. He's like, I know you guys are looking up here, like, who let the homeless guy in? But, you know, and he's like, I got a couple kids, you know, and it's always fun. They were fun when they were babies, pushing around in a stroller. Although, you know, you see someone like me, you expect me to be pushing around a stroller filled with, I don't know, a bucket of doorknobs or something. But then it's kind of disturbing when you look in and you see two Asian babies. It's like, whoa, where did you get those? And I'm like, I made them. I think you'd like him. He's pretty funny.
I'll have to check him out. Yeah, if you like comedians, there's a couple on the list you should throw on there. Brad Williams should definitely be on your list.
Right on.
And obviously Christopher Titus.
Oh, yeah. I've caught one of the one you sent me, the Love, was it Love Stinks or something like that?
Love is Evil, yeah.
Love is Evil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, as far as I know, he just finished filming up another special that should be out like in a couple of months, and now he's essentially going to go back and reshoot like his 9th one that was called like Carrying Monsters. But yeah. Another show that should be on your list. Check out Letterkenny. That's been kind of cheering me up a little bit. Letterkenny?
Oh, you mentioned that before.
Yeah. But yeah, it's like another Canadian TV show, and it's pretty funny.
I'm a sucker for Canadian shit, man.
Hey, fuck it, man.
I'm all about it. Hey, I'll go home now.
Go home.
Wait, I'm already home. Shit.
Okay. Bros, give me keys. Give me keys. Okay. I'll give you my key. Yeah. Okay.
Dude, funny you mentioned that. I got a key to the church that I go to today because I've been learning how to play the bells. So they gave me a key to the church so I can go and like practice whenever I want, which is kind of like if you had told me 2 or 3 years ago that I was going to be in possession of a key to a church, I would have laughed in your face. I would have been like, "The fuck are you smoking and why aren't you sharing?" But man, it's amazing what weird shit can unfold in just a couple of years, ain't it?
Yeah. But it's also one of those things, man. Like, you earned it.
I guess. People have been telling me like how happy they are that they get to hear the bells because I'm the first person aside from the choir director or music minister, I guess is her official title, Beth. She plays them occasionally, but the problem is like she has to be up front to play the organ because that's really what her job is to play the organ. So she can't really like go to the front of the church, play the bells, and then run back and play the organ. Like so, like it hasn't really happened except for like really special occasions that she'll go up there and play them. So for the past I don't even know how long it is, maybe 20, maybe 30 years. No one's really played the bells except for these like one-offs here and there. And then Beth approached me and she was like, I think I might want to teach you how to play the bells. Would you be up for that? And I was like, I don't know if I'll be any good at it, but I'm willing to try. I was like, I can't sight read very well. She's like, that's okay. You could probably figure it out. And yeah, sure enough, like she's like, oh, you're picking it up like so fast. I'm like, okay, cool, awesome. And the thing, like, I don't even know 90% of these songs. Like some of them I know because like Nearer My God to Thee, for example. Like I don't know really any hymns because I didn't grow up really religious, but like Nearer My God to Me, everybody knows that song because if you've seen the Titanic, you've heard that song. Da, da, da. It's the song they play as the Titanic's going down. The band strikes up music, and that's the song that they play as the ship is going down.
I don't think I've seen that movie all the way through.
Wow, yeah. It's not worth it. You know the ending already.
Yeah, like I know the ending. I get like the ending of it of like, no, Jack. Like,
yeah.
Bitch, there's room enough for the both of us on there.
Not only that, okay, so there were arguments to show like why that's not legit, but there was other shit around that dude could have grabbed. You didn't have to be like, fuck it.
Yeah.
But that's a whole other can of bees. But it is pretty cool. Like the bells that I'm playing are apparently the third oldest bells, church bells in the country.
Huh.
They would be fourth, but one of them set got destroyed in the Civil War. But the third oldest bells in the country.
Huh.
Which is fucking crazy. And I've been up there. Like I've seen, like she showed me, like she took me on a tour of like the Belfry and shit. Felt like I was in a Batman movie, dude. And I was like, da-na-na-na-na. She's like, stop it. And I'm like, sorry.
All of a sudden, from down in the pews, fly, fat ass, fly!
Yeah. Exactly. Where do you get those wonderful toys?
Where do you get?
But it was. I can show you some pictures, man. It's badass. There's also this cool like structure. St. Anne's is unique in the sense of like there's this huge ceiling of what's called the nave, the main part of the church. There's no beam that runs across it in any way, either this way or that way. And it's because if you go up into the belfry, you can see, or in the top structure, part of the structure, you can see like how they have these beams that are set up in such a way that they built in 1824 that it makes it possible for that ceiling to exist that way without needing the beam. Like people built shit back then like amazingly well. That like it's amazing how technology in some ways then was so much better. Like imagine building the pyramids today or building that. Like it's just, it blows your mind, right? Because you're like, how were they so much better at this shit than we are today? Like it's crazy.
Dude, the fucking Colosseum. That's all I'll say on that one.
Yeah, well, yeah.
It's still around.
It's still there.
Yeah.
Like what?
So what I will say on that is political red tape, budgets.
I guess. I don't know, man. It's fucked up.
Could we make buildings out of like the same stuff as the Colosseum? Yeah, we could.
But would they stay up?
Yeah. The Colosseum's still up. It's still up.
It's still there. Vomitorium and all. I love that word, vomitorium. You know what a vomitorium is?
No.
It's the entrance where like everybody gathers. So when you go into a theater, You walk through the vomitorium.
That is disgusting.
Isn't it just? Just don't do it in anybody's bed, man.
No, that'd be the shitatorium.
Yeah. True. The fecaltorium.
Go home.
We call this piece the fecalator.
Just
haven't gotten around to that one yet.
Just go home. Just go home.
I'm already there, man. I can't go home. I'm already all the way home.
I can't go home. About 45 minutes away.
I'll never go home, Uncle Polly. If I had more hair, I could rip it out.
I have the mask somewhere around here.
Nice.
Actually, yeah.
And I see your red flannel in the back.
Yes.
Nice.
Pillowcases.
Oh, nice.
Uncle Paul.
Oh, man.
Yeah. All right, but I think that's going to do it for us this week on Let Us Cast. Bruce, you got anything to plug, man?
No, sir. Not really. Well, like I said, except maybe Josh Blue. Go check him out because I've really been enjoying his shit. He's funny as hell.
Yeah, go watch Letterkenny. And be on the lookout on Facebook for our friends at the Dr. Finnegan's Psych Show Circus. They're going out on tour right now. Check their dates there and see if they're coming around to your town. If they are, go see them.
Hell yeah, sir.
For now, that is Let Us Cast. I am Andrew.
I am Bruce.
We'll catch you guys next time.